Hello, and welcome to the Finding the Unicorn in You podcast. What a beautiful day to inspire lives. My name is Jaime G, Raygoza, your host, and I am so excited to have you here. Let's get ready to meet some fantastic unicorns and learn how to unleash the inner unicorn in you. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Finding the Unicorn in You. Today is another solo episode with yours truly, Dr. Jaime Raygoza. Welcome back. I have found out that some of my family sayings are not so common as I thought. I would say certain things with my friends and be like, "Oh yeah, have you heard of this saying? Yada yada yada," and then they're like, "I've literally never heard of that in my life." I'm just like, "Oh, I guess that's just my thing." Because I even talk to people from the same culture. I'm like, "Oh, in Mexican culture, your family says this saying," and they're like, "That is not a common thing." I was like, "Oh, I guess my family is just a little weird." But one of the phrases that I grew up with is "hay más tiempo que vida." There is more time than life. This saying is something that I really take to heart because one of the things that I value the most in my life is time. You will never get time back. That's one thing that is, you cannot put a price on it. You can never get too much of, and once it's used, you will never get it back. There's always time to do anything that you want to do in your life. However, there's only one life, so enjoy it while it's here. Make sure you really embrace every single moment, every breath that you take, everything that you see, everything that you hear, and really be in the moment when you're doing things. Another way of looking at this is purposeful living. You are really paying attention to every action, every word, every thought that is going through you at every single time. If you just start going on autopilot, then you will miss so many things in life that could have benefited you in ample amount of ways. There's this feeling when you start driving on the freeway and you're driving a long distance and you zone out. It feels a little dangerous because you know you're in control. However, minutes, hours, depending on the distance, and all of a sudden you snap back into reality and you realize that you're almost at your destination, if not, you're already there. But you missed all of that time and you wonder, what happened? How did I go into autopilot and how am I still alive today? This is one of the phenomenons that sometimes we take and still do in today's life. How many of you go to work every single day, clock in, clock out, and you're like, I don't know what I did today. I don't feel like I accomplished anything. What am I doing? The week goes by and you're like, how is it Friday? I don't understand. And your time just keeps going and going because you're not adding purpose to it. You're not adding meaning to it. You're not living the life. You're letting outside forces control you. You're letting others control the way that your life goes. You're going on this path that is not even yours. You have to take a break and ask yourself, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? How is it that I'm here? And what is the consequences of what's going to happen if I choose to do this or choose not to do this? What are the consequences if I'm going to say something out loud or keep it to myself? Being appropriate and appropriate. Everything that you do has a consequence, whether it be positive or negative. And you have to see the grand scheme of things and really put together the pieces of the puzzle that is your life and make sure you're the one in control of all the pieces. The problem is we allow other people to have these pieces and dictate what we do, what we don't do every single day. I know some of us don't have control in every aspect of our life. We may be living at home with our parents. We may have roommates. We may have children. We may have certain responsibilities that take urgency over what we have to do, or certain blockages that don't allow us to live the life that we want. However, it doesn't mean that you can't make the best out of what you have. If there's certain things that you want to achieve, look at what resources are around you, see what are your roadblocks, and what are some things that you can help you either get rid of your roadblocks or make them easier so they're not as heavy as you go through your day. Time and life is something that you're never going to get back. This is something that is always going to keep going and going, whether you realize it or not. why not be conscious of what you're doing? Why not be conscious of the time that you're spending with people? Choosing who to be with. Why waste your time with someone or some people or some bodies or at a job or at a place that you don't really enjoy, and just waste the time, waste that your life away when you can be doing something that be worthwhile? Yes, there may be a risk, but it doesn't mean that every risk is always going to be a downfall. The only way to actually live your life is by continuing to take risks in yourself and putting yourself first and your needs first and always trying to find a way through. Doesn't mean you have to be narcissistic and push people around and manipulate people to go your way, but setting proper boundaries, talking about what your needs are, communicating with yourself, and really showing people what is it that you need, what is it that makes you happy, what makes you you, and how can we give back time to you, or how can we free up some of your time so that you can do the things that you want to do, whether it be go back to school, open up your own business, go seek a new job, go get a pet, go lose weight, whatever it may be. Stop allowing external factors 100% dictate the things you can and cannot do. Really be conscious of what time you have every single day and see how you can either free up time and rearrange your time to put it in passion projects that are going to bring you life, bring you motivation, bring you joy. I'm going to give you a good example. I used to come home every single day and watch Netflix, Hulu, Prime. I had all the vices on my television. However, I wasted so much time trying to catch up on all the shows, on all the trends, just because I wanted to fit in at work with my friends and always have something to talk about, that I was not doing anything that was bringing me joy. Yes, it was distracting me. Yes, I had sometimes good time watching the shows, but those are fleeting memories. I'm never going to get that time back. All the times I said, I wish I could have done a podcast. I could have been on season 3, season 5, 7. Now, if I would have started earlier, I can't go back. So what I said is, okay, I can't stop wallowing in what I never did, but I can control how my life is going to go. How can I regain my time? I set boundaries to myself. I set restrictions. I canceled certain subscriptions. And now I'm still enjoying it. Doesn't mean I have to cancel it all out, but I'm restricting myself 1 episode a day. What happened is I started losing interest in certain shows, and I really started paying attention and only watching the shows that brought me joy. And lo and behold, I still have things to talk about with my friends. I still have things to talk about with my coworkers. The world didn't end. I let go of that insecurity. And I saw that it was stemming from something bigger than just me wanting to people please. That's a topic for another podcast. But going back to time, you have to be able to look at what is taking the most amount of your time and really focusing on the things that bring you joy. I really want you to ask yourself, what am I wasting time on? And how can I rearrange my time to do something that brings me passion, that brings me joy, that allows me to feel like me again? Really take time to think about these things. These are powerful questions that we fail to ask ourselves sometimes because we get so involved in the day-to-day and letting external factors control the way we live our life that we stop asking the questions. Life can get very cyclical. Day in, day out, same thing every single day. We need to break that chain. Really ask ourselves, how can we take control of the ropes of our life and continue doing the things that we want to do? Really ask yourself those questions. Time management is one of the best skills you can learn to take control back of your life, to really see where is your time going and how can you effectively use every single hour, every single minute, every single second to benefit you, because you are the one that matters. You are the one that's living your life. So why shouldn't all that time, all that precious time, go back to you? This is one of the things that I love to talk about. This is one of the things I really aimed and aspire to teach people. And one of the main reasons I went into coaching. because I really like teaching people time management and organization so they can take back their life, bring that purpose back, and really tap into that unicorn so that you can be the best version of yourself. I really hope you enjoyed today's podcast. It was pretty brief, however, it had a lot of good nuggets in there. And I will continue talking about these type of topics in the future. I look forward to hearing your comments. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and leave me a 5-star review. It really helps me out and helps me creating more podcasts by bringing awareness to more people. And something I do want to mention before we close out today. I am actually working on a few projects right now and where I'm going to be launching some online courses and some online webinars and where I'm going to be teaching time management, organization skills, and just work-life balance techniques that will benefit you to take control back of your life. If these are things that interest you, go to my website, subscribe to my newsletter, and start getting these updates as they come out so you don't miss any of the courses and any of the freebies that I'm going to be giving away as part of this new launch. As a sneak peek, I am working on an interactive journal. I will put a link in the show notes where you can see a test trial on how a couple days of the journal works. It's a D&D interactive task manager journal where it shows you effective time management skills, organization skills, and it creates it into a game so that you can actually challenge yourself every single week in defeating certain mythical monsters. And because of my cultural background, I decided to make it a Hispanic folklore journal. So I'm very excited. So you'll see characters such as La Llorona, the Chupacabras, La Mano Peluda, and so many more creatures in there that you'll be able to fight as you continue through the weeks and you accomplish your tasks and start tapping into that inner unicorn as you're defeating the monsters. So feel free to leave me any comments or any suggestions. And like I said, share it around with other people. I would love to hear what they think. Once again, thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you for listening for this episode. Don't forget to leave me that 5-star review. And thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful day.